Hello 30 Rockers, and welcome back to 30 Rock. Today is day 31, and I'm happy to report that I'm still raw. Today I've got a special guest. I'm here with Rachel, and as I mentioned yesterday, Rachel had asked me a couple of questions that I thought were intriguing, so I asked her to join me here on 30 Rock and ask me a few questions, and then in turn I'm going to ask her a few questions about what it's like to live with a newly raw vegan and how that went. So, Rachel?
My first question is, did you ever imagine that you would enjoy being raw as much as you do?
No, absolutely not. I mean, so much of my food, as you know, love Italian food, love the pasta and the pizza, and, there are certain junk foods that, didn't tempt me the same way, but a Friday night without pizza and hockey on? Hard to imagine here at our house. And probably tough for everybody else because, well, you guys have had some pizza while I've been raw. It wasn't like when we do pizza, when Papa's eating pizza.
Pizzas.
Right, just frozen pizza. So, no, wouldn't have imagined it. Wouldn't imagine that the juice that I made this morning, that I was tempted by it and just wanted to whiz that up. And I think I posted a few pictures of that. So, no, absolutely would have never imagined.
How have you balanced preparing your own meals, pre-prepared meals like things from Pure Market Express, and just grabbing some nuts or an orange on your way out or on a day when you're a little bit busy?
Well, the good thing is I don't think about it. That's, as far as with prepared meals, I need to order ahead of time so I can get it from Pure Market Express, but I don't really think about it a whole lot. As long as we've got fresh produce in the house, and I've got prepared meals, I just really kind of go with it. I think the biggest thing that I've learned is that when I don't think about it at all, like skipping breakfast, I get cravings and I get hungry. So I do have to make an effort, but as far as balancing, there are days when I've really just had fruit and maybe a few nuts on a day. And there are other days where most of it's prepared. So for me, it's really been a mix. And it just kind of, it's what I'm in the mood for, or in some cases, how lazy I am.
On day one, did you think that eating raw would make you feel this good? Like, did you really believe that you would feel that good?
You hear so many people say, "Oh, I feel so great," and I feel, and because I didn't really realize how bad I felt, it was like, okay, how great can you really feel? People talk about changing their diet like this. It's like they're doing heroin or something. And I think it's just like, whoa, you won't believe it. And so in my head, I did believe I would feel better. But no, I didn't think that I would feel this good and that I'd have this kind of energy and this kind of, just where it's, I've got clarity of thought and I'm getting a lot more done. I put in a lot of hours and I'm always doing stuff, but I feel like I'm getting more done. That I've got more to do right now. So unfortunately that didn't, it probably happened at the right time, but, I wouldn't have imagined that. You hear about it, but I wouldn't have said, yep.
Do you look at raw food and cooked food differently than you did when you first started?
Oddly, yes. I'm not one of those people that I see it as toxic, which shocks me. And bear in mind, my plan going forward. We've got a tired baby here on set with us too. Going forward, my plan is to reintroduce some of those things, but I do. I view it. I see some of that, and I do. I guess I just see some of the toxins. I see some of those things, and that surprises me. One of the things when I start eating cooked foods again is I will be only eating high quality cooked foods. So that has a higher importance to me now than it ever did before. So, did you have any more questions?
When you say higher quality, like what kind of things do you think of when you think of that?
When I think about higher quality, I think about, okay, so if I want a burger, McDonald's won't do the trick.
Right.
Not to beat up on McDonald's, but it won't do the trick. When I think about, when Mama makes Sunday dinner, when she makes the pasta and all that stuff, that's high quality. We make it at home. We know what it is. I wouldn't have Domino's pizza. If I'm going to have pizza, I'm going to get it from someplace that I know makes high quality pizza, like Gina Maria's. So that's what I mean by high quality. It's going to be, as far as whether it's organic and all that, that's hard to determine sometimes, but just high quality food to start out with. So White Castle, probably never see again. because, wow, I can't believe I ate that stuff. And I haven't craved White Castle either.
It's one of those things I think you only crave that once in a while.
Yeah.
And
Luckily.
afterwards, you don't want to have it for a while.
Right. You get a long break.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's it.
That's it. So I've got a couple questions for you. So how was it? I mean, you know what I ate like before. The folks out in 30 Rock know, because I've told them. And what was it like seeing me go through the transition? What did you notice?
I think the biggest thing I noticed was that at the beginning, you did think a lot about what you were going to eat, and there was a lot of what am I missing out on? And towards the end, like it really was a journey. I noticed the journey. I noticed how towards the end you weren't thinking about it anymore. You just come up into the kitchen. It wasn't, oh, what am I going to eat? It's like, look at all these choices I have. I have a banana. I have this delicious food from Pure Market Express, or I have some cashews sitting on the counter. There's a lot more options, and it wasn't so much focused on, well, I guess I can't have pancakes and eggs with the kids. It was, well, you didn't say that kind of stuff.
Right.
When you came up, it was kind of like, oh boy, we're having pancakes and eggs, and Papa can't have any. And I don't have to worry so much about whether I'm eating something that's going to tempt you anymore, because I know
Right.
that it doesn't tempt you as much, and I can just make what I'm going to make for everyone and not worry so much while we still haven't ordered any pizza or anything, because that would be a little mean. But I don't have to worry so much about what we're going to make, because you've kind of made the journey, and now you're to a point where it doesn't concern you as much anymore.
You know, you make a good point. One of the things that I do definitely, I do look at now what I can have instead of what I can't have. I think that's very much how I went into it. Going, oh, I can't have this, I can't have that.
Right.
And now it very much is. It's a great point. What? So how about moods? I mean, did well, first of all, let's be candid here. Did you think I'd make it?
I knew you would make it.
Really?
I had no doubt. Yeah.
Wow.
Something about putting yourself out there, I had no doubt that you would make it.
Wow. More
never
faith
doubted
in me than I had in me. I didn't know if I'd make it. So was it hard to be around?
No.
How about the trip to South Dakota? I've told the folks about that. And
The trip to South Dakota was probably the hardest part. Just because we were kind of in the hotel room, and it was like, I'm not raw, so do I just sit here and eat raw all the time? Like, what if I starve to death and I can't? What if I pass out on the ice because I haven't eaten anything all weekend? Can I really survive on just oranges and cashews? But it ended up working really well. I mean, we went to the grocery store. We got just a few things that I wanted, my apple juice and whatever that I wanted, and I think it worked out well. I ate a lot of raw stuff that weekend, but it wasn't torture or anything. But it was definitely the hardest part of the journey, because we were just together, and it was just the two of us. There wasn't anyone else to be like, oh, well, they're getting some food, so I guess I'll get some too.
right,
And going solo to that party was boring, but
right. Would have been more fun together.
yeah, it would have been more fun together. But
The good thing for me was it really prepared me for my trip with Quentin, because he's 11, and so they're you know, as far as like, you know, it was lunchtime, and you know, he was hungry. It was in between games, and you know, the only thing nearby, so we grabbed him a burger and he ate it in the room, and it was, you know, I mean, I could smell this
Lofting
thing.
burger.
But it was because of the preparation of our trip. I mean, it was great to do that first one with you, because you know what, if you were starving and you had to go, I could have thrown you the car keys and
Yep.
said go. So so that's it for now. I'm trying to think if there's anything. Those are what I was curious. What have you noticed in me since I've been around for 30 days? What kind of changes have you seen?
I notice that your sleeping patterns are more normal. At least what I do notice, because I'm usually asleep when you're going to sleep for the first time, but like you're up earlier, you're just kind of more, when you get up, you don't look like you just got up from the grave. You kind of look refreshed. I notice that you look thinner. I notice that a lot. When I'm watching the videos, or just you'll come up and I'm like, he looks thinner. Those are two of the things that I notice the most, is just you're sleeping, and when you get up, you're not. Like, you don't look so
Destroyed.
tired, like you hadn't slept at all.
Right.
You look refreshed, like you had slept, and that you had a good night's sleep, and that you look thinner, for sure.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Well, guys, we'll be back again tomorrow. Oh, you want to come and say goodbye? Yeah. Lucas here has been with us as a super trooper. So we're going to keep making good choices, and we hope you do too. So until tomorrow, He's gonna rock on.
Rock on.